I'm on a strict budget, when other people have got a little bit more to spend, but I'm on a really strict budget with Shortgrain, and but I still want it to be special. I want it to be special for myself because I'm the one that's going to be there all the time, and I want it to be special for the customers.
The countdown to opening Shortgrain continues. This is the 4th episode in our special series, The Long and Short of Opening a Restaurant. We followed the journey of renowned chef and restaurateur Martin Boetz as he works towards opening Shortgrain, an Asian food store and eatery in Brisbane. It's about 2 months until opening, we hope. Let's check in for a regular progress report and see where things are at now.
Well, it is July the 4th, and it is, about a month away from my thoughts of being completed. So that's Shortgrain, that is. And so I've just been away for a few days in Sydney, and I did a photo shoot. I needed a new headshot because the one that I was using was like 5 years ago, and I needed to make one that's a bit true to my age, and then also did some food shots with a great photographer, Jeremy Simons, just to have some stuff on file of what we're going to be serving at Shortgrain when we open. So that was pretty interesting, and I did about 7 dishes. I haven't got them back yet because Jeremy ran off to go to the snow after we'd finished the shoot. So I did it in Sydney. So I had to do all the prep up here and then take it down in a polystyrene box on Thursday afternoon, and then I went shopping in Chinatown down there to get all the fresh bits and pieces, and so basically it was also for the website. So I'm building a new website for Shortgrain. And so we needed some content for that. So I wanted to use something that was fresh and new rather than use things that I've done before. And then when I got back, I went back into the restaurant yesterday afternoon, back into Shortgrain, and all of a sudden, the cool room was in, and the hoods were up in the kitchen, and it's just amazing how things happen, but it's a really good team of builders, and they work really well together. And then all of a sudden the cement truck was there, and this guy was wielding in barrows of cement to put on the floor in the and do the floor of the cool room. So it's pretty exciting for the hour that I was there yesterday.
How does a chef choose from a vast repertoire of dishes to create an opening menu? Martin talks through the mix of familiar and novel as he moves towards opening Shortgrain.
I'm really wanting to do these pork fat pastries. So it's a pastry, and then it's filled with, if anyone knows from long grain days, the duck egg caramel custard that we used to do, that I used to serve in a cup. And I used to cook them in a water bath, so it was like a baked custard. So I thought, why not make them into little pop-in-your-mouth pastries? So we've been playing with like an inverted puff pastry made with pork fat, and so it's quite salty, but then if the duck egg caramel custard's really rich and sweet and silky, so it goes really well with the pork fat pastry. So that's something it's still a work in progress. They taste amazing. So I just wanted to see if I could. I'm still mastering that one, and then back in the day when I was thinking about the long grain menu, 20 years ago. We used to do this at Darley Street Tile. We used to do this turmeric wafer, and I remember them being the bane of my existence because I was, just trying to get enough made before service to do the night or the lunch, and so I've reverted back to that and trying to master those wafers again because they're gluten free, and they then are filled with a caramelized prawn. And bean sprout, sort of like an egg net filling, but it's not. There's salted turnip in there and a few other things. So I worked on that and took a photograph of that, and I did a cow soy of braised Angus beef ribs, So it's like a soupy dish. So like a one hit, come in, just have that and then go. So it's the lovely egg noodles down the bottom, and then a rich yellow curry sauce, which is quite thin, which I've let down with the braising liquor of the beef. And then I've grilled the beef, sliced it, put it on top of the noodles, and then poured that light curry over the top and garnished it with the traditional cow soy deep fried egg noodles and pickled mustard green and bean sprouts. So there were some of the dishes that I was working on. Then I did another 4 different ones. Just things that it has to be things I'm comfortable with, because I don't want to bring a new staff in and then like be wrecking my head thinking I haven't done this before. I have done these things before. The only, the pastry one is sort of one thing. I'm not a very good maker of pastry, but look, I'm getting there, and I really like the idea of using rendered pork fat in the pastry. We will do one without the pork fat, of course, for all you people that don't eat animal fat. But so there's another inverted puff pastry using coconut oil. So, but I haven't tried that one yet. I want to get the pork fat one right first. Obviously, they are some of them are dishes that I've done before. The egg. Look, I never want to do another egg net again, but I know that people will ask for it. But the wafer, it's a bit smaller. It's crispy. It's fresh coconut that's been caramelised in palm sugar with the prawn goop or the prawn head juice and palm sugar, and then it's got freshly chopped prawns simmered in it right at the end, and then that's mixed through a fresh salad of bean sprouts, green shallots, coriander, chili, some kaffir lime leaf, and then it's quite loose, so it's not packed into the wafer, so it's just, I sort of just threw it in so it wasn't too, didn't look too packed in there. And I think it will be a really good shared dish between, 2 to 3 people. And those sort of things are the flavour bombs of things that I remember when I first ever tasted Thai food. It's refined, it's sweet, sour and salty. There's prawn head goop in there, which no one will know what it is. It's just a flavour. It's salt. The prawns are just beautiful at the moment in Queensland. So I really wanted to do that dish again, because I know that I don't want to do an egg net. But these wafers are going to be great.
The food is crucial, but there's so much else that goes into creating a restaurant. What's been happening to bring Shortgrain to life?
The thing is, at the moment, I've got a great guy that he's going to work with me in the kitchen, and Dani, and so I'm really happy that he is with me. So he's been doing a bit of prep with me, and then I've got another back of house person that's going to be doing the costings and stuff. But then all of the other things, obviously I've found people to work with and to help me. From Vince Frost doing my logo to I've got another mate of mine, Elise, who does beautiful glassware from Maison Balzac. So I'm going to use her tumblers as a feature on the tables, and I bought a beautiful piece of artwork to hang in the restaurant. So the other day, from this great artist in Sydney called Vicky Lely, and she's an Asian girl, and so it's this huge painting on smoked perspex, and it's just, I wanted one special thing in there, and I think that will really be a feature of Shortgrain when it opens. So from styling to noticing yesterday as well that there was no PowerPoints on any of the benches. It was all still being roughed in, but where all the PowerPoints were, they were down the bottom, sort of for fridges and whatever else. And I thought, I said, is there still some going on the bench tops? And he said, they haven't been allocated. So anyway, so that is something that was probably missed, but I fixed that, so that will be rectified today, I hope. And just little bits and pieces of rubbish removal, cleaning. I organise the water, the purettes of water, or the water the bubbly water, because I want to sort of have ongoing water. I don't want to be buying mineral water, cases of mineral water, because I just don't. And yeah, still a lot of kitchen stuff still to do. Hopefully the cool room's big enough. It does look big enough. And as the kitchen gets filled with walls and cool rooms and things like that, it was. I thought it was really big, but now it's starting to get more compact. But it'll work.
There's no template for opening a restaurant, and the very many variables mean there are always lessons along the way. Where has the journey taken Martin so far? Doing
a lot of it by myself. I really need to make checklists, and I'm sitting in front of 3 different books, and I've been flicking through them because I know that there's a few menus written in here somewhere. So I just wanted to revert back to what I thought about a few months ago to what I'm thinking about now, because it constantly. I don't think many more things will change now in the concept or what my vision is, but it's certainly different to what I thought it was going to be. The vibe's still the same, but there's a few different things that I've chosen not to do or to do. So I suppose you just go with the flow, and I try not to listen to a lot of people. I just want to do my own thing, and how I believe that I want to portray this restaurant to be, and how it will fit into the landscape, in the Brisbane restaurant scene.
In amongst all the practical tasks, there's the roller coaster of emotions. Shortgrain is a solo business, and Martin has put everything on the line.
Look, I'm feeling really confident, and I suppose the next thing, and I spoke about it in the last episode. I'm going to put out like a looking for staff probably this week, and see what comes in. I think I've still got 6 to 8 weeks before opening, so I don't want to get people too early, because it's just, there are people that have messaged me already on Instagram, and I will revisit all those people once I do put the message out that I'm looking for staff. So I think that's probably my next biggest hurdle, is just starting to think about who will be really important and who I need to get in to make it happen and get it open. And I think one of the most important people besides the cooks in the kitchen will be the front of house person, or the 2 people, because obviously I think we'll need to alternate them. That will be the hosts, or the first faces that you will see or greet you when you walk in the door. That's really highly important to me.
It's a challenging landscape for hospitality right now. How does Martin open with optimism in a time of increasing costs and business variability?
I think I'm opening in a landscape that will accept what I'm trying to do. So it is an eatery. It's not a restaurant. It is going to do great food at a good price with good service, and also have some things to take home. I really wanted to have that part of the restaurant, or Shortgrain, like the shop, incorporated into this, because whatever happens, if something like the COVID happened again, I could, people can walk past, they can grab food to eat and they can take it home, or we can leave it outside in a bag, or whatever, and it will be so doable. I want to feed people. and I want it to be accessible to everyone, whether it's sitting down, having a glass of wine and having the bowl of khao soi and going. I mean, or not even having, or just having a glass of water, or having a jasmine tea or whatever. But you're nourished and you feel like you've been looked after for the half an hour or the 50 minutes that you're there, or people that want to linger longer and have a bottle of wine and have a few things to share. I suppose sharing and being in that sort of environment, a great environment. It's also, it's very important for me to have a spacious place to be in. So I think the surroundings will be good and will make people feel good about being there, whether they're there for a long time or just a 20-minute quick meal. That's sort of what I'm aiming for and what I hope people will see it as.
The Long and Short of Opening a Restaurant is a series that aims to unlock the mystery of conceiving, building and nurturing a new food business. Why is Martin keen to share his tale?
I think chefs and other restaurateurs listening to this, if they do listen, are going to resonate with it because they go through it when they open a new venue. But I think it was really important for us to target people that aren't sure or are really clueless on all the things that it takes to open a venue to have the general public come to. And I'm not great at people judging me. I really have, I've got some issues with that, but I'm still probably I won't get over that now at 52. But that's just something that I struggle with. But I think how I'm dealing with it is that I'm making it comfortable for myself. And I want to make it comfortable for the staff that come in and work with me, because I want to be sure and I want to be confident in what I'm doing. And then later on, we can sort of go onto different tangents of doing different dishes, whether it may not be Thai, whether it may be from another Asian country or whatever. But I'm sticking to what I know and sticking to what people know my food to be. And I think that's really important at the beginning. But also, I wanted to make a point of difference. I didn't want it to look like a previous restaurant. I wanted to look like its own, or have its own personality. And even, I've said this many times before, not on this program, but to other people asking me, when you open another restaurant, it takes on its own personality, because whether it's in a different suburb or if it's in a different city, like Melbourne and Sydney, I found the two restaurants to be very different, and people wanted different things. So it'll be interesting to see what resonates with customers at Shortgrain, and what they're keen on and what they're not keen on.
There's all the dreaming and the planning, but there's nothing like seeing the physical build come together, especially when it means catching mistakes and finessing the finished result.
I mean, it's all coming together. So I think the builders will be sheeting the walls tomorrow. So that's why it was great walking through yesterday, because there was no sheeting on the wall, so you could see all of the electrics and all the plumbing and the copper pipes, and that's how I picked up on there's no electricity socket, things to put the sockets on bench tops anywhere. So I thought, fuck, where am I going to put the rice cookers? So anyway, we worked that out, and or plug in a cryovac machine or an ice cream machine or whatever else goes on the bench top, the thermos. I'm feeling energized. I think I've ordered everything except for some kitchen bits and pieces. I want to get, so that also, thinking about stock for the shop, finding small producers of beautiful Asian ingredients in jars besides my own. I'd really like to stock that sort of thing, and represent people that maybe not represented in stores overall. And I think that would be really beautiful to have, thoughtful produce made by other like-minded chefs or small producers that that could be represented at Shortgrain. I think that would be really nice. I found a few, so I'm hoping to find some more.
Martin Boetz is creating a new restaurant for Brisbane, but he's also making a home for himself. How does that tie in to the build?
I'm on a strict budget, but I still want it to be special. I want it to be special for myself because I'm the one that's going to be there all the time, and I want it to be special for the customers. But, when you walk, it's going to be like my home. I'm going to spend so much time there, and I remember, being at the farm. I loved being there because it was mine, and I spent so much time in the garden and also, working in the shed. But at Locke, Melbourne, back then, I spent a lot of time in those two places, but I enjoyed it. I wanted to be there. I didn't dislike being in the kitchen, so I want to recreate that again at Shortgrain.
2 months from delivering something new for Brisbane, Martin Boetz is feeling energised and optimistic. Shortgrain is coming to life. A new eatery and food store for a vibrant city, and a new chapter for one of Australia's favourite chefs.
This is Dirty Linen, and I'm Dani Valent. We air the issues that the hospitality industry finds hard to talk about, hearing from different people with unique perspectives. We want to hear from you as well. If you have something that needs to be said about a topic, get in touch so we can include your perspective. Contact us at dirtylinen@deepintheweeds.com.au or hit us up on Insta at Dirty Linen Podcast. We can't wait to hear from you.